SuperQuickQuestion is a innovative, fully customizable, web-based fan engagement platform. We specialize in one-on-one video chat for 1 minute. So what started as a workplace efficiency tool is now turned into a fun, revenue-generating platform that we work with teams, brands, athletes, celebrities to give fans access to their heroes, to their idols, to their favorite coach, player, musician. So one of our biggest verticals is pro sports. We work with several pro sports teams and leagues around the world. And what we do is we give fans a minute to talk to their favorite blank, which creates great content while giving the owner, whether it's the brand or the team, a great opportunity to generate revenue on top of it by selling sponsorships against it. Two great case studies. I got the opportunity to go over to Istanbul a few weeks ago for the UEFA Champions League final. And they decided to do an activation with Anitta, who is awesome in person and a fantastic Brazilian artist. And she was one of the co-headliners for the Pepsi kickoff show. We did an activation sponsored by Pepsi with UEFA and the kickoff show. Anitta got to meet with 20 fans. We had her for 30 minutes for the activation. She met with 20 fans. We had over 10,000 clicks on our registration page, a conversion rate of 23% for signups, which was incredible data collection for Pepsi and UEFA. Similarly, we had an activation with Monumental Sports. We had an activation a couple months ago with Denny Avdia from the Washington Wizards of the NBA. Denny is the only, at the time was the only Israeli-born NBA player. So they did an activation where they promoted SQQ with Denny, both domestically on their social channels, but also on their Israeli social channels. So what was awesome was to see how many fans in Israel signed up. We had hundreds sign up, about half of them were in Israel, and the activation time was 1 a.m. Israeli time. Obviously, as Monumental Sports just announced their big deal to have their own sports network, with streaming, one of their initiatives is to grow their brand globally. And this was kind of a pilot case study for them as well. To see the reaction, the signups, the engagement abroad was truly incredible for us and for them. There's been more and more incentive, really financially, for our favorite athletes, celebrities to engage with their fan base more and more because they now become their own brand. There was a young Jewish boy who had met Denny in Charlotte on a road game a couple months earlier, got a picture, got his autograph. He showed Denny the picture, and Denny remembered him because the boy, he wears a yarmulke day to day throughout the day. So the boy surprised Denny on the call where he actually took, and his parents took that picture and had an artist create a painting. And Denny perked up and literally had tears in his eyes. And he told the little boy, "You need to mail me a copy of that picture. I want one for my home." So that is stuff that the reason we all, teams and leagues, have recordings and cameras and everything at media at these activations is they have opportunities for viral moments. You grow your brand, the biggest piece of that is growing your fan base. So we talk about meaningful content and keeping fans engaged. If you're in a certain genre of music, you're competing against other artists in that genre. But now we have incentive more than ever to grow brands. One of the things that we had as one of our key roadmap pieces early on was to make this safe and convenient for everyone, right? So obviously there's laws in place for kids and stuff on the fan side, but when COVID hit, everybody went to Zoom by necessity. And what a lot of people found was it was really an unsafe environment, especially from a PR perspective for the host, which would be the talent. So we have put in several ways to gatekeep fans from coming in and making this an uncomfortable experience for their hero. You see all the time politicians being followed down the street by people with a camera. In our case, just hit end, hang up on them, right? We have a registration page. We vet questions ahead of time. We get personal information. We require your mic and camera to be on, so you can't hide behind some weird avatar and not have any identity. So what we have found by making this as short as it is, we get a few things out of it. Really good content really quickly. The platform itself has items built in where it automatically ends the call. There's a timer bar so the talent doesn't look rude when they have to hang up. And then on top of it, what we have found as a result of all of this stuff to make it safe, the talent has loved it. Obviously the fans love this stuff, but when we have talent complementing our platform, that's the biggest and best testament we can get. So what we're doing is we're giving the brands and teams an opportunity to engage fans abroad. An MLB team I work with told me 64% of their fan base is out of market. How do you keep those fans engaged, right? Streaming makes it easier than ever for them to watch games, but how do you keep them engaged beyond first pitch. What we're seeing now is the highlight reel stuff that we've seen on SportsCenter top 10 for years definitely has its place, but now we're seeing a shift where fans want meaningful engagement, and really what that means is I want to see my musicians, my artists off the stage. I want to see what they're doing in their home, and that's where we're seeing a lot of our athletes and celebrities do this stuff, is from their apartment, from their home, from their hotel on the road, and there's no more genuine interaction than really when the bright lights are turned off and you get to talk to your hero.